food and mowing his lawn. He continued to recover and was still active, and eventually moved to California with his wife. A much later client I met in Chicago, Karen was a young ICU nurse who had been told by MD Anderson, which is a top cancer institute in the U.S., that she had cancer all through her abdomen, and she needed a heated chemotherapy bath along with other surgeries and drugs. She knew very little about naturopathic health at that time, but she had a very bright mind and a willing spirit. She had seen what chemo did to people and was committed to doing whatever it took to recover her life. It was a very interesting journey with top doctors giving Karen high pressure, telling her she will die if she didn't listen to them and continue their allopathic care. But Karen was committed and very disciplined, and she fully recovered. It's been 9 or 10 years now, and she's still cancer-free, living a very full, active life, still working in intensive care unit. After these two events, I was fully invested in spending my life helping others heal. It's just I could go on and on about clients just like that. You know, there's thousands of them, but those were two that stick out in my mind as a couple of the first ones, and then one of the later. And actually, Karen, I will be visiting in Chicago this weekend. She's still doing phenomenally well and has some people she'd like me to see there.
Wow. And you don't run like advertisements or anything. So is it just simply word of mouth that people, is that how they find you? That it's a friend that tells a friend and then they contact you?
You know, I have never advertised up to this point anyway. And because of the nature of naturopathy and liability, when you work outside the allopathic box, there's just a lot of liability. So up till now, I have never advertised or even had a usable website, but I do now, and I'm trying to update a little bit. And you're absolutely right, word of mouth. When I moved to Texas, which I lived in Dallas for 5 years recently, I looked for someone no one else could help. I met a lovely woman at a Bible study who said her mom is going downhill fast with COPD. Her name was Mary, and she had already spoken to the church elder and planned her funeral. Well, I immediately started working with her, and within a few months, her walker, oxygen, and cane were not needed. And a year later, she could dance. I mean, she's an incredible person. We're still in contact. The elder planning her funeral and his family became my clients, as did others who personally witnessed a 79-year-old woman not just recovering, but recovering vibrant health. You know, I've just never not been busy. But now I'm at a point where I understand that I need to reach people more effectively. So I need to develop programs and have an online presence. So I'm that little box that I was still stuck in. I'm doing my best to come out of it. And I hope to have my book, Quantum Health, completed by the end of this year. And Dr. Bill is also helping me develop some classes to help with more specific challenges. So these may be ready in the next few months as well. But up until...
That's exciting, because you're just going to be able to expand your reach and be able to help even that many more people.
Yes, I am doing my best to take a break, but you know, those calls keep coming in, and I hate to not answer people, so I do when they can't wait.
Mm-hmm. So you've shared a few of your success stories. What do you consider like your greatest success story? Is there just one particular person that sticks out in your mind that like, oh my gosh, you just like could not believe the turnaround that happened when they followed your protocol?
No, still, after what? I met Dr. Bill in 2008, and so it's been over 10 years, and it never ceases to amaze me. It is so miraculous. There's so many people that I'm just like, wow, people that couldn't leave their house with Lyme's for a year. I mean, a few different people that have been all over the world. And it's like I just start out basic principles, and if I have a problem, I call Dr. Bill. They follow those principles, and people that had done everything, it's almost like I feel the blind see and the dead walk. And I'm just so thankful and grateful that God has created our bodies to regenerate and heal, and that Dr. Bill continues to assist me with some of the hardest cases. You know, the 17-year-old boy early on that moved in with me that everyone gave up on. They said he had a neurological defect. He saw all the top specialists, and they said he would never be able to, he wouldn't live long. He couldn't keep food down. He vomited every day for years. He never vomited again after he moved in. At that point, I was still young in my growth, and I called Dr. Bill twice a day and thanked the Lord he answered. He told me exactly what to put in Kyle's mouth and what to feed him. And within a month and a half, that boy that could hardly walk was riding his bike an hour and a half a day and said he felt better than he ever felt in his life. He was so happy to see smiles on people's faces, to know that they are going to be able to share the gifts that God's given them because they have a strong, healthy body when they thought their life was over.
You know, and I think that that's, you know, what you do is so important. I feel like a lot of the food that we eat nowadays is missing nutrition. And I feel like that's where some of the sickness and the autoimmune diseases and some of those things that have come around are because we're not getting the nutrients that we need. Do you agree with that?
You know, that's absolutely 100% true. And it's key. If our cells don't get fed, we're not going to get healthy. And how we feed those cells, there's a lot of different opinions, but there's also scientific fact. And I would love to share that with you on the next podcast.
Well, so that's what I'm thinking. You have so much knowledge and so much to share that that we'll do a second episode so that we can talk more about the BioScan machine and the supplements, because there's something to the supplements. Like, you can't just go, what people don't understand is some of the vitamins and different things that you can get all over that are readily available now, that's not the case. Some of those are filled with fillers, and those are not as good for you as what you think that they are. So you also not only provide the knowledge, but you're going to help us understand the difference between those vitamins and the Well-Trans vitamins that you have, and why it's so important to make sure that you really know what you're putting in your body.
Absolutely. So if we worry about toxic food, what about toxic vitamins? If you have additional ingredients on your vitamin bottle, why are there additional ingredients? Usually they're toxins and preservatives and things that we really don't need. If you really want to heal, you need to know that every single thing you put in your body is building you up or tearing you down. And those are some of the things that I educate my clients. How do you look at a vitamin bottle and know?
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think that that's so important because, as I said, you know, there are so many people that just they either want to self-medicate or they want to self-treat, and they think that they can just go and get that, which is why I'm so excited about all the online stuff that you're going to do, because your reach is going to be so much greater. But instead of reaching and trying to come into their own knowledge, you know, you don't know what you don't know. And I'm a prime example of that. I understand that I don't know everything. And so I'm grateful to know you so that I can come to you and ask you my questions. And so I want to, you know, the other thing I want to explain to people too is that you can do what you do. They don't necessarily have to come to your office, right? This is something that you can do virtually as well. Is that correct?
That's absolutely right. I have clients all over the world.
And so what? So yeah, go ahead.
I have healthcare practitioners, naturopathic doctors, pharmacists, biochemists, medical doctors, and you know, they admit they weren't taught how to read a vitamin bottle. So they get research on isolated vitamins, but they really don't know how to tell if a nutrient's good or not. And I love helping them because then they can reach so much more people than I can alone.
And it's just like a call or like a Skype or a Zoom or something that you can sit and actually talk with these people and learn more about their symptoms, and then you can advise them to a healthy lifestyle and get them the supplements and stuff that they need, correct?
Correct. I just talked to a medical doctor last night with stage 4 pancreatic cancer over the phone. I'll never see them. They're too far away, but I still can help them.
Awesome. So how can people best contact you? Where's the best place for them to be able to get a hold of you?
Well, my website right now is the best place, which is quantum-health.us. And if you are interested in supplements and go to the Well-Trans link, make sure you put in Hello Gorgeous 10, and then you will receive a discount.
Awesome. Well, we're almost out of time for this episode, but we're going to continue our conversation with the next episode. So listeners, you're going to want to make sure that you check in. This was all about the what. We're going to tell you about the how in the next episode. So we are almost out of time. So Janine, I look forward to talking to you in our next episode. If you have any questions or comments or would like to know more about the guest on our show, or for more information about Hello Gorgeous, feel free to contact me at kbecker@hellogorgeous.org or visit our website at www.hellogorgeous.org. We invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and download our mobile app. Thank you for joining me today on Hello Gorgeous, everything beauty, cancer, and inspiration. I'm your host, Kim Becker. And until next time, stay gorgeous.
Hello, gorgeous. Welcome to HG Radio, everything beauty, cancer, and inspiration. Here is your co-founder and host, Kim Becker.